Hey guys, Dave Gass on a beautiful Massachusetts day. I think it's like 84 here today. It's gorgeous. No clouds, nothing. Anyways, it's a controversial subject, but one I care about a lot. And it is dog crates. First of all, I hate when people call them cages because they're not meant to be a cage. They're not meant to be punishment. We have had 3 Labrador Retrievers in 30 years. We've had Molly, an American, Nearly, an American and English Black Lab, both were Black Labs, and now we have almost 8-year-old Buckley, pick of the litter, big blocky head English Lab. Here's the thing, all the breeders that we bought our dogs off all used crates. So all 3 dogs, basically, when we got them home, were comfortable going right in the crate. I put beautiful pillow in there. Not when they're, 8 weeks or a few months. No, they'll chew it. But here's what our experience with crates. They were all a little different. Molly, the American Black Lab, she probably had the most trouble with the crate. But then she adjusted to it. The thing with a crate is, from having Labrador Retrievers, I'm only speaking of Labrador Retrievers in our experience, but I'm sure a lot of other dogs are the same. The crate has to be in your bedroom at night. If you put the dog away from you when it's a puppy, it's probably going to cry all night. It's very stressful for the puppy. So we always bought 2 crates. One for the bedroom and then one in the kitchen. And it worked out fantastic. I have never in 30 years had to get up and take a dog out at night for the bathroom. We have 3 times a day routine. None of them have ever ripped stuff up, and they house break a lot quicker because if you haven't get the right size crate, they do not like going to the bathroom where they sleep. That's another benefit. And yes, we've spent a lot of money on crates because if you just get a giant crate, yeah, the puppy's gonna go over to the corner, pee in it, poop in it, and it's gonna slow down the house breaking process. All our dogs, they house broke very, very fast because of that. Their bladder gets strong quick because they're in their little house. And like I said, we have spent a lot of money on crates because we started, small, then got the next size up. So probably every dog we bought 4 crates because we've never used the crate from a past dog on a new dog. It's my wife's thing. And then once they get a little older, we buy the LL Bean pillow. It's like canvas, very, very nice. And we put that in there. Now, Molly, after a year or 2, we started having her sleep outside the crate, and she loved it. She loved it. So with her, the crate, after, I can't remember, for a year or 2, but after the chewing was over, labs chew like crazy when they're babies, she was fine without the crate. She slept on the pillow, and she slept all night. We put the pillow on the side of the bed, right on the side of me. She loved it her whole rest of her life. Now, the second lab, Nearly, he was the best dog in the world, and he loved the crate. We tried to take it away at bedtime and just put his pillow there, and he cried and cried and cried. We brought the crate back and left the door open, and that's how he slept the whole rest of his life. He never damaged anything, never did anything wrong. And now Neely, Buckley, he's a different story. What we did with him, we have a sizable house, and a little lab can get away from you, and you have trouble eating, or people start hand feeding their dog. We've never done hand fed a dog people food. So we had one crate near the kitchen table, and one crate in the bedroom. And so when it was time for us to eat, so we could relax, we would put him in the crate in the kitchen, right near the kitchen table, and he would take a nap. He would go to sleep. We would eat our dinner, and he'd stay sleeping. But then when he would wake up, we'd let him out and play ball with him and have a great time and fun. And he would lay on the couch with my wife, which he still does today at 100 pounds. Lays right on top of her. But then eventually we took the kitchen crate away. You cannot get him not to sleep in the crate. We tried, we took the crate out of the bedroom. He cried and cried and cried, wanted his house. We put it back upstairs. And let's get the big pillow in there. We closed the door with the two locks because he lays up against the door and he would fall out of the crate. Sleeps all night. He's actually hard to get up in the morning. He does not want to get up. He loves sleeping. And during the day, our bedroom was upstairs. He will actually, I can't find him, he will actually go upstairs and go lay in his crate and take a nap. So that's our experience with crates. And like I said, it makes the house breaking and your house not getting damaged so worth it. But if you use it as punishment only, no. Then it's not going to be comfortable for them mentally, and it's going to be a punishment. I hate when I know guys I've worked with and whatnot, and they'll say, oh, the dog was bad. I threw him in the cage or her in the cage. But then they leave the dog out when they leave the house. They get home and the couch is chewed up and the dog went to the bathroom on the floor and all. It's just, I try to teach people. You can't teach everybody. And a lot of people are going to disagree with me. But it is not a punishment. It is not a cage. It's a crate. It is their home. When we first got our first dog, Molly, I bought a simple book. I just got a puppy, and I don't know what to do. It was written by a very famous guy. It was a New York Times bestseller, and it was very basic. And basically what it did was give you timelines on, where your dog should be at by month, and teaching routines, bathroom routines, eating routines, the whole bit. And the book was fantastic. I've probably bought it 9 times for other people that got their first puppy. It's a little paperback. Great book, though, for a new dog owner. Even when we got Buckley 7.5 years ago, I read it again. Because you forget, when you have a dog that's 10 or 12, when you get a puppy again, you forget. So it reminded me. But then there was another book, and it was lab specific. And this guy wrote this book. It's so good. I can't remember the name of it. It's a paperback. And it's all about you thinking like the dog, not the other way around. And the dog will learn faster because it's easier for a dog to understand what you're doing if you're doing what their mother would do, like that. So a dog is easier to adjust if you're doing some proper things that their mother would do. And me learning to think like a dog, or my wife, it wasn't hard. And like I said, it was basic bathroom habits, feeding habits, sleeping habits, playing habits. Exercise is huge. When you have a Labrador Retriever, we make sure we walk him 2 miles every day. Unfortunately, he can't play in the yard. This time of year, he has terrible allergies on his front paws. We've spent a fortune trying to fix it, and nothing works. We've tried everything. He's just allergic. And he'll lick them, and then he'll cause sores and whatnot. But that's my view on crates. But if you use it as a cage, and it's just when the dog is upsetting you or being bad or whatever, no. It's a routine. And like I said, the funniest thing today is when we had the crate for Buckley near the kitchen table and we took it away. Every time, I mean, we took it away after like a year. Every time he hears my wife taking the plates out to serve the food, he goes and lays in that spot. I swear. My wife will just, we don't tell him what to do. He's a great boy. He knows his own. He can do whatever he wants. She'll go get the plates, and you'll have the ceramic sound, and all of a sudden, wherever he is, you'll hear him coming down the stairs or getting off his side of the couch or whatever, and boom, he lays on the tile in that corner where that crate was, because he learned that as a baby. It wasn't a punishment. It was like, when we eat, this is where you lay. It's called having a trained dog, not punishing the dog. But just my ideas. I think we're great dog owners. Our vet says if everybody was like us, her job would be so much better. We don't have children, so our pets have been everything to us. I can't imagine how empty the house would be. I remember when Molly passed, my wife said, I'll never go through this again. Every night she came home from work, cried. I said, we're not interesting enough to not have a dog. And I'm getting a dog. You don't have to care, play with the dog, nothing. I'm getting a dog for me. And I went and picked Neely, like I said, greatest dog in the world. And I came home with him. I got it. Love at first sight. When I first took home Molly, I said, hey, somebody's here to see you. And she went wacky. We always wanted a black lab. And then I said the same thing when I brought Neely home. Hey, somebody's here to see you. She cried. She was so happy. Buckley was different. He was purchased before he was even born. I mean, yeah, he's the pick of the litter. But that's some dog ideas from Dave Gass. If you have any questions, please ask me. Don't attack me. If you believe in, you think it's a punishment or whatever, that's your beliefs. It is not a punishment. I don't think there's a breeder, a trainer out there that doesn't use crate. Like I said, Buckley still goes to the same spot where the crate used to be when my wife takes the dinner plates out, which is pretty hilarious. But that's my ideas on crates and crate training. Dave Gass out.